Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of I Bought a Watch. Please remember to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel out. So today we're going to be looking at a watch that not only sparked my enthusiasm with watches but also inspired so many before me, and it is of course the humble Seiko 5. Now this watch holds an extra special place in my collection as it is in fact my father's watch that he bought when he was 18. It's not quite the Patek I was hoping for, but I love it all the same. So I am told this watch was bought on a street market in Indonesia where he was living at the time, and as a result, up until I got my hands on it some 37 years later, my father had no clue on its authenticity. As a result, I think it goes without saying this is not the original packaging, and without further ado, here is the watch. And isn't she a beauty? Let's have a closer look, shall we? While researching for this video, I discovered that Seiko have released an obscene amount of watches in their Seiko 5 line, which makes sense considering that the first Seiko 5 was released in 1963. A fun fact that some of you might not know is the 5 on the Seiko's dial refers to the 5 key attributes that each Seiko 5 holds. This includes a automatic self-winding movement, resistance to water, a day-date in a single window, a recessed crown, and a durable case, all which make this watch a perfect choice for a first-time buyer. Now this is the Seiko reference number SNX L87. This watch has been well and truly loved, as you can see by the various battle scars on that case and the multitude of scratches on that mineral crystal. What really drew me to this watch is that seamless curve from the bracelet into the case and the way that the crown is recessed, giving it a very classy look overall. Another thing that jumps out to me is the two-tone black sunburst dial. It really plays with the light in interesting ways, and this is only really aided by those interesting markers at the 6, 9 and 12 o'clock. Let's get this off the cushion and have a look over some of the specifications. This model houses the 7009A automatic movement, which amazingly, even after almost 40 years without a service, is only giving me a plus 10 seconds a day reading. The case diameter here is 38mm and it has a lug-to-lug of 42mm with a rather unusual lug width of 19mm. The recessed crown at the 4 o'clock, which, like I said before, helps to keep the seamless transition between the bracelet and the case. And finally, the case thickness is 12mm. Which also features a screw-down case back, which also notes down some of the other specifications, such as the movement and water resistance, but I don't think I'll be taking this one for a swim anytime soon. Now let's have a closer look at that dial. The dial features a slight black to grey sunburst effect with gold batten indices and a unique tapisserie indice at the 6, 9 and a double indice at the 12. The hands are a nice set of slender loomed sword hands. There are also lume pips at each indice with a double at the 12. The dial also features a framed date window at the 3 o'clock. And what is so unique about this model that I haven't seen in other Seiko 5s is that the date wheel is made out of stainless steel to match the material of the case. This watch also features hollow end links and a period pressed linked bracelet that feels relatively loose in the hands. I know this is not everyone's favourite, but what can you expect from a 40-year-old Seiko? It also features a pressed fold-over clasp with 5 levels of micro-adjust that do allow a relatively comfortable fit. So let's move on to the case finishing. So the entirety of this case is finished with a high polish. However, the bracelet has a longitudinal satin brushed finish. Now, I think this is one of the areas Seiko really could have improved. It is clear that Seiko has put in a lot of effort creating that seamless transition between the case and the bracelet. It just seems such a shame that they haven't matched the finishing. I think giving this case a brushed finish would have given the watch a superior look. Now, setting the time on this Seiko is a bit different to some of the modern Seikos. You push down on the crown to change the day, and as you can see, it alternates between the English date and Roman numerals. You pull out the crown to the first position to change the date, and to the second position, change the time. As you can see, the movement does not hack or hand wind. The one thing I would say is this crown is actually quite sharp. Because it's so small, it does wear down on your fingers. This is not one you want to change that often. Another little nice touch that this watch has is on the weekend, the Saturday is actually written in blue, and the Sunday is written in red with an image of a red square as the Roman numeral. And there you go. Guess the only thing left to do is to pop this one on the wrist. And there you have it. It really is a beauty and will fit almost all wrist size with that compact 38mm dial and the short 42mm lug. The one thing I'd say is this bracelet is quite pinchy. I have quite hairy wrists. Oh, I forgot to mention, it does have a signed buckle. But I'll definitely recommend to wear this tight because it has a tendency to take all the hairs off your wrists if you have wrists anything like mine. There I go, just smudge up the dial, give it a wipe. Okay, well that's me more or less wrapped up with this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please do give it a share and a like and subscribe. Need to get used to saying that. I'm going to run some B-roll. I was told that was important. I just want to take this time really to thank everyone who's already subscribed and is actually watching this video. This is kind of a passion project for me while I'm in quarantine, and I hope to be uploading as frequently as I can. It will be a bit sporadic at first, depending on when I have time, but luckily at the moment, I have a lot of time on our hands. So yeah, like and subscribe, share the video with a friend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. And one last thing, if you aren't already, please go subscribe to I Like Watches and Just One More Watch. Those channels are great and are an inspiration for this channel, really. Bye again.